Y'all want to hear something crazy? You know that large data center that Meta is building in Louisiana? Well, they want Entergy to build 10 gas power plants just to supply the electricity for that damn data center. I'm not shitting y'all. They're going to provide enough electricity to power 7 million houses. But they need it for that damn power plant. Entergy has already signed a contract with Energy Transfer for them to supply them a pipeline of natural gas. 36-inch pipeline. They're going to provide them 1 billion cubic feet a day of natural gas just to power the power plants so they can provide electricity for that damn data center. Now, Energy says it's not going to raise the prices for none of their customers because Meta's going to pay for it. Damn good thing, huh? But they're also building transmission lines to add to the grid so any excess electricity that they make can help go to supply for the customers.
This is absolutely huge is the word, all right? I know I stumbled upon that word, but this is huge. Something huge is happening in this town right here. And I know it's a rural town in Louisiana, and we're actually going to dive a little bit deeper into this story right here. But the fact that we're dealing with this in so many different towns, so many different communities across the entire United States is absolutely insane, guys. You've got towns who are running out of water right now, and I've already made a video about it. I'll probably make a follow-up video on it very, very soon. But the fact that we are continuing to allow these data centers to destroy communities across the world is insane, just for AI. And listen, while AI, I know, is making companies billions and billions, if not trillions of dollars across many different industries, I still don't like it. I don't like how it's impacting the environment. I don't like how it's causing all these layoffs. I don't like how it's affecting so many different aspects of the United States. That's just my perspective. But let's dive into how it's actually affecting a local community where this massive data center is being planted on. Let's check this one out.
Data center in our town.
We were behind an 18-wheeler once, and it backed up, and we almost got killed.
I grew up here, and I wanted my kids to be able to do the same. And we welcome Meta, which opened a data center in our town.
We were behind an 18-wheeler once, and it backed up, and we almost got killed. My yaya had to go mouth those people out. She'll say, Meta's stupid. She just doesn't like it, and I don't like it. We've been there for since I was alive, and Papa was alive, so I don't really like that we're gonna have to move.
We went to Holly Ridge, Louisiana, where Meta's new Manhattan-sized data center is being built. Meta's new ads claim these communities welcome data centers, but residents painted a very different picture.
We had no voting on it, no community meetings, no nothing. It was done all under the table, and when it was said and done, there was nothing nobody could do.
You're planning to leave?
I've been here 81 years. I can't stay here with nobody I can talk to. My mom has been out here all her life, 82 years. She's really not happy about it, but does want to leave too.
Do you think they care about the people that live here?
No, I sure don't.
Residents emphasize the increased traffic violence from Meta's trucks. I dug through police reports and found a 600% increase in vehicle crashes on the roads surrounding Meta's construction site in the last 9 months.
The playground at the front of the school, they're not letting y'all play on that, right?
No. Meta trucks don't watch out. If they try to stop, they will They wrecked into the gate, and that's why they're saying we shouldn't go out there and all that, because there's too many wrecks and Meta trucks, and they could crash. I really love that playground.
Do you wish you could play there?
Yes.
Residents also shared their distrust in the quality of their water and the lack of support from elected officials to address it.
My neighbor was washing my clothes and messed up a whole load of whites because it come out stained from that brown water.
Do you feel like it's safe to drink?
No, I buy water.
Have you heard anything about them addressing that?
No.
Have you gotten any information about the project at all from anybody?
None at all, except on the internet and on my Facebook.
How does this change what it's like to live here?
Just totally different. I mean, who wants to live like this?
Yeah, absolutely. And that is why so many people are leaving the communities. Can you imagine if you were living inside a community, just like the one guy in the early, clip? He said he was there for 81 years. 81 years. 81 years of his life. I think he's 81 years old and he was probably born there. But living in the community for 81 years, and now you have this massive change to the community. And of course, I know they're talking about accidents, car accidents and wrecks and things like this, but I think that is honestly solely due to a lot more foot traffic coming into that town right there. When you got more trucks and more vehicles, more people, more community that's coming in, workers and all these different construction aspects coming in, you're going to have a massive increase. I think the number of increases of car accidents was like 600% or somewhere along those lines. Don't quote me on that one, but it was massive increases. But yes, it is going to affect that. You also saw the water on that lady's home is brown. Can you imagine going to take a shower and you got brown water coming out of your faucet? That's how serious this is. That is the reality. She can't even drink her water right now as we speak because of this, guys. But at the same time, here's another perspective. I mean, I think he dives deeper into the car accident situation, but hey, let's check this one out.
I don't know if you guys missed this one or not, but data centers are now responsible for physical harm via car crashes and not just your average run-of-the-mill environmental harm that then physically harms us. Meta's $27 billion data center in Louisiana, called Hyperion, has caused at least a 600% increase in car crashes in a small town of 2,000 people. They went from 9 car crashes in 2024 to 64 crashes between January to mid-September of 2025. I can't find any more data for the rest of the year, but I can bet there were more. And Meta estimates that at the peak of the project, they are employing 5,000 workers, 2.5 times the size of the town that this data center will reside in when it's done in 2030. One guy who was driving an 18-wheeler collided with a dump truck who was turning onto the Meta site. And when he spoke to deputies, the dump truck driver said that he does not and has never had a driver's license. And a second guy who was driving an 18-wheeler backed up into another person's car and then just fled the scene. He left the truck in the middle of the road. The Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development claims that Meta has not violated any permits or agreements, and yet also recognizes their responsibility to ensure public safety and minimize work zone impacts. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The laws are not built for corporations because companies that size can dedicate an entire department to just running the numbers for the cost of lawsuits because it's always just fines. And then they just factor it into their budget and they're good. Because once the project is done, it does not matter what illegal things they did before, because they will have either paid people under the table, which is what I assumed happened at the LADOTD, or they'll pay people off in settlements because it'll pay for itself later on.
Facts. Or either they just make so much money to it to the point to where that money that they're probably being fought against is probably just pocket change within the massive budget that they have. But anyways, in the grand scheme of things, I even say, I decided to do a little bit more research on the Louisiana community. And I know, listen, people say this isn't political or this doesn't matter, but I think it is a very important perspective on this because how you vote determines how each different city, each different like a lot of this is happening because of how money based we are right now as a country, how much we decide that we want to give up money to these billionaire corporations, trillionaire corporations in many different aspects. Yeah, it is based off of how you vote 100%. Right now we have someone sitting in office who is solely built on building businesses. I mean, people say he's not successful. I mean, I think he's a billionaire. I mean, he makes a lot of money. I'll give him that. But in the grand scheme of things, when we talk about the way that the country is being ran, there is no regulation on AI. There is no regulation on how we're going to, continue to drive the environmental impacts, right? There is no regulation on the amount of layoffs that we have seen from all these different companies. There is no regulation. So when I showed this map based off of how people go out and support the president, this is why. This is huge, massive numbers, right? 60% of the people support these different things. I'm just being real. Like, I know people get mad when I show it, but this is the reality. I didn't want to make this super political, but this is just the reality of how people come out and make decisions within the elections, guys. That's just what it is. But either way, guys, it happens at the state level. It happens at the city level. You guys got to really, especially for communities like this, you got to show up to the town halls. You got to show out, at these, places where it is important to, make sure your voice is being heard. Because aside from that, they're not going to come out to your home. They're not going to come out and say, oh, they're going to knock on your door and say, oh, hey, this is what we're doing here. Are you okay with it? And if you say no, I mean, they're still going to do it anyways. This is where we are. It's gotten so bad. I'm going to end it right here. It's gotten so bad to the point where they're trying to buy up farmland and offering farmers massive amounts of money. I'm talking about, millions of dollars for farmland to put these massive data centers on. But AI is going to continue to be developed. I mean, they're going to continue to, build these different things. It's not going to stop anytime soon. As a matter of fact, a lot of it has just scratched the surface. I'm going to be quite honest with you. So, it's just the development of it has, it's exponentially going very fast. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this within the comment section below.